Hello, listeners. Welcome to the Dream Stream. I am Yiskah Koock,
And
here
I'm
with
Ellen Ronis.
Ellen Ronis, and we're here to talk about dreams. And I also would like to talk about imagination, because that's where I've been doing the most of my reading and research and also my practice. So, it's all, if you don't mind jumping into that, because I've got a lot to say on the topic.
I'd love to.
Yeah, okay. So it's been a commitment of mine. Do I want to call it a commitment? Sort of is. It's like a inner commitment, I guess, like a New Year's resolution might be for some people, that that I am going to use my imagination in a focused way, which right there might cancel out what Jung was talking about when he talked about imagination. I think from what I gleaned from it, it was more like let your imagination drive, you know, whereas I have been focusing my imagination. So that's something I'd love to talk about with you, Ellen. So I have decided I believe in prayer, and I do. I'm a very faithful person. But I felt if I believe in prayer, then I better start praying, I mean, like, I've always prayed, I've always surrounded people in white light, and like keep them safe. And that's something my mom had taught me to do when I was young. But and I've done, Hebrew prayers, from the Siddur, and really prayed for healing or whatever other prescribed prayer that there may be. But I wanted to create in my mind's eye a prayer cathedral. And I didn't know what that would look like. If I believe in prayer, I better start praying. Like then I have a responsibility. If I don't believe in prayer, then I don't have a responsibility to do that. But I feel that I do very strongly. So I wanted to build a prayer cathedral. So first I thought it would maybe be like a stone structure on like a mountaintop or like on the peak of a large hill. And I tried that, and I went through that. And then I didn't think that was right. So I changed the architecture of the imagination, and it ended up being what it is now, which is 9 large white mature birch trees, green leaves, under the stars, and still that hilltop. That felt right. So, but just why I'm explaining this in detail is then, it took a while. It took days and days to build this in my imagination, but I took the time because I believe that we have a deep connection with spirit, um, through imagination. Imagination can work in so many ways. So many of the great inventors, even Einstein, what did he say? Like, imagination is more real than knowledge, or something like that, right? And so people can use it to then dream whatever they might invent in the world. So everything material started with somebody's imagination. Someone had said, I want to create something that holds liquid, okay, a cup, you know, whatever it is. That's all.
100%, 100%
Yeah,
agree with that. Yeah, that the
yeah,
imagination it's the beginning of creativity. It's like a spark, I think
yes,
it definitely has a spirit behind it for
yes.
sure.
I love that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'd love to hear more about how imagination can be used in our creative lives, in our creativity. Um, so I don't want to be so long-winded with this. All I'm trying to say is new ideas come regularly, and our imagination, we're only limited by what we cannot think of. I think I've said that before.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah, so
absolutely agree. Yeah.
please tell me how imagination works in creativity.
Not that I'm an expert on that, but I'll say how it works
Yes,
in,
please.
well, it's making me think, so I have a little bit of an inconsistent transcendental meditation practice,
Okay, yes,
and I've just gotten back into it. And there was a workshop given yesterday about, wasn't about creativity, but it was like creativity and something, and the practice, and like the transcendence
okay,
practice. So in a way, it's kind of, it feels kind of similar. It's like when you can transcend um, the mind chatter and
yeah,
go deeper in,
yes,
you're getting into that imaginal realm. You're getting
yes,
into that like space where ideas come up. And people say that all the time in the TM world, where
yes,
you just, you do, it's a mantra. You're given a mantra. Um,
yes.
you pay a lot of money for it. It's ridiculous. But anyway, I
Hey,
did
I'll
all
give you a mantra for
I,
free.
I know. So can't I just make up my own thing? But apparently not.
Exactly.
And
Let's do a
whatever.
little bit
So
of dream work and then we'll take a mantra from there. Yeah, no,
yeah.
I'm just
So, but
teasing.
there are certain reasons why certain sounds and etc. But
Okay,
in any case, there is something about, you just go back to the mantra when your mind starts to wander. So your mind is as disengaged as possible, and you
yes,
just, and so that you sink the next layer and the next layer and the next layer underneath, and then you're in that sort of transcendent place where, I mean, hopefully, I don't get there all the time, but
yes.
sometimes I do.
Mhm.
And that is where things start to happen, like ideas and imagery. And I don't always do things with it, but I do notice that.
Yeah,
That's just an
sure,
interesting
sure.
kind of little side note. But I would just like agree with you in that, I mean, Robert Moss always talks about that too. I remember I, in a workshop with him, I said, hey, he said, okay, go to, write your dreams down in the morning, write your dreams down. I didn't have any dreams. He said, just make it up.
Yeah,
He said,
right,
just make it up. And I
exactly.
thought, what? That doesn't make sense. And that's, my brain was like,
Your
couldn't,
analytical mind thought,
my analytical mind, which is very high and mighty in there, um, it was like, oh, no, that's so stupid. I had all this judgment about it,
but that
and
would
then
be
I
coming from a
realized
different place than just my unconscious mind.
it's really the same
It
thing. It's
is.
not that different. If you can really go into it, sounds like what you've built, that structure in about that place with the birch trees, and at night,
Yes.
it's kind of like a gateway.
Make it up as you go along. Make it up as you go
But
along.
I'm just saying, yes, that's the last concept. What I'm saying now
Oh,
is
you're on sorry.
the gateway. Like you
Oh,
created a gateway
yes.
to go in to the imagination. So it's almost like otherworldly. It's not like I'm gonna sit here and try to imagine. I mean, we can do that too. We can just sit
Yes.
and just imagine something.
Right.
But it's different when it comes from that deeper in internal deeper place. And I feel like you've created your um what do you call it? Your
Prayer
place,
cathedral.
your prayer cathedral, and it sounds like it's been in great detail. I think that's amazing, and I think that's
I've
really cool.
changed it. I've cut it down because
Yeah.
it used to be a whole journey. And then after the prayer cathedral, I went into like the land of the ancestors, and I had my council who sit on high and guide me,
Mhm.
my beloved known, but also maybe a couple of unknowns are in there, like
Yeah.
Robin Williams and Betty White. But but then I realized, it's not for me to be on the other side of the veil. I'm for life. I'm for life. Let them
Mhm.
come to me if they want to.
Mhm. That's wonderful. Right. They'll appear if they have
Right.
something to tell you. But
Exactly.
I guess I just want to reiterate that I think that what you've done is really cool. If anybody like wants to go into that
Yeah.
imaginal realm, or that kind of deeper, like unconscious place where things can bubble up, it's kind of important to create a doorway, a gateway,
I
a
love
portal.
that. I love
And
that.
I feel like that's what you did with your imagination. You
Yeah.
created it, and
I
you
almost feel like the portal because when I close my eyes, when I'm first going into that place where I'm going to be falling asleep soon, I say the Shema, the bedtime Shema, only the Shema of the bedtime Shema. That's a whole series of prayers. But I just say the Shema, which is, listen, Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one way it's interpreted. I know we talked about this in your Shema dream.
Yes.
I always like to come back to this
That's
prayer.
just funny that you remember. I don't even remember that. I love that you remember the dream.
You
Yeah.
remember you pumped your fist in the air and you're like, God is
Oh
one.
yeah. Yes. Was that the one? Was it a beach or something? I was at
Yeah,
the beach.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember that.
But so another way to interpret it is, Shema Yisrael, listen, people,
Mhm,
Adonai Eloheinu, the creator is Eloheinu is the powers of the universe.
mhm.
Adonai, its creator, is one. So all the miracles in our lives and in our world, it's all coming from this one source, according to
Right. These are all just different names for God, right?
that. Yes. And
Mhm.
right. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. So, I think the dream world and the deeper imaginal realm,
yeah.
not the one that's coming from that immediate, like, oh, I'm going to try to picture something, but that place,
But
in
it
our deeper place.
starts there. And then you get
Can start
deeper
there.
and deeper.
Yeah. I
And
think it
one
needs
thing,
to start there probably for a
what
lot of
does
people. It needs to start there probably in the
right.
mind. We
Yeah,
have minds.
because that's where we are. They always say, like, meet the kid. I'm a kindergarten teacher. They always say, meet the kids where they are. So
Absolutely.
even in Waldorf, I've been in classrooms where they sing the wheels on the bus, the wheels on the bus go around, which is not typical Waldorf song. But yeah, I try to bring in what I've been learning from masters, Joe Dispenza, or guru that I love. I can't think of his name right now. But so that's bringing the senses into
Mhm.
the imagination. So we have these incredible, 5 according to Western society, more so according to Rudolf Steiner, 11, I think, senses. So, but I try to feel. So I'm walking through a stream and I'm chanting in my head or singing, really. Shiviti, Shekhinah, Lenegdi, Talmid. I place God before me always, is what I'm singing in my head because I'm trying to get into a deeper place. And I picture I'm walking, barefoot through a, softly rounded stoned stream. And I hear the bubbling water and I hear the songbirds, and I smell the outdoors, and I try to bring as many of my senses in.
That's
Um,
wonderful. Yeah, I like
cold,
that.
cold water, or and that's so. And I feel like in a way that's almost a portal in itself. It grounds me, you know, and then I can really feel the cathedral.
Yeah, I
And
love that. And I imagine, I'm imagining if it were my dream, that different things happen different times, right? Like you kind of go through the doorway that you've created, of the senses and feeling all those things, and then what happens inside maybe is different each time.
yeah, and I try to. I don't. I try. This is more like I'm trying to do this, which is what I'm saying. I'm trying to do this. Whenever anyone comes in, to go into the cathedral, I say namaste or
Mm,
namaste, or, like I just want to honor this person that I'm going to pray for. It's not random, you know.
mhm, mhm.
So I'm taking care of everyone in my life.
That's
Take
amazing.
care of everyone in your lives.
Mhm.
Yeah. So Brendan, our dearly deceased friend, who spent some episodes on Dream Stream, um, he talks about mystics, I think Christian mystics of old, who used to create also like a church or a cathedral in their imaginations. And I'm trying to find more information about that. So
Hmm.
if you have any idea, if you could point me in the right direction.
Yeah, I don't actually, but I'll keep it in mind.
Thanks. So do
Yeah.
you have a dream?
Oh man, yeah. So yeah, my dream life has almost been like an imaginal realm. I mean,
Yes.
the dream life is the imaginal realm in a way.
Yes.
Um, just less conscious, like deeper in the unconscious. But it lately I've been really having this sense of, I think I might have said this our last time on the air, but it feels like it's almost like I can't wait to go to sleep because I feel like all the answers are coming in and I don't know exactly the answers.
Oh, I
I
love
have
that.
a dream and I don't know exactly what it means, but it feels so rich and juicy and like meaningful. And like because I can't get those answers in my waking life. My waking life is way too mental and I'm all over the place with my ADHD and all that. And I'm doing a lot and my projects and stuff, which is all great. But um, yeah, somehow I just feel like that's what's been going on. So it's like I can't wait to go to sleep, you know. So I really sit in a meditation, a kind of a prayerful meditation before bed. I like turn the lights off and sit in my
Yeah.
bed. I don't even necessarily ask for it. You know, sometimes I'll ask for clarity, sometimes I'll ask for
Yeah.
something like that.
Me
Anyway,
too,
just
Ellen. I share that exact same
mm,
um like lust for going to sleep, and
interesting. Yeah.
it's usually late for me. I'm on a bad cycle of going to bed at like midnight and then
Mhm.
wanting like getting out of bed at like 10:30 in the morning or something. Or but I do need to figure out a way to switch that. I just stay up
Yeah.
too late, you know.
Yeah.
That's just my natural. Let's just say I'm just a natural night owl.
Yeah. I
And
mean, that's okay. People
yeah,
are. That's, I
yeah,
mean, that's your natural rhythm and you're getting enough rest. I don't know that it matters.
yeah, I'm getting more than enough
Yeah.
rest.
No,
No, but I know.
I've been sleeping more than usual too, but I haven't been feeling well, so that's probably why. But
Uh-huh.
um,
Oh, how are you feeling? Sorry, I didn't ask.
I'm fine. Yeah, so mostly fine. I'm just having some digestive issues, but I
Hmm.
think they're finding their way to some kind
Yeah,
of balance. Um, so
love to hear a dream of yours.
this was an interesting one. I think I told you the one about the shoe and all that. The one
Yeah,
shoe.
I love that one. I'm still posting that all over the internet.
Funny. I think I've had more since then, but I can't remember. But this was like not last night, but the night before. So I'm gonna just kind of read it. I just don't remember all the details. I'm in a front bedroom of a large house. Again, it feels like a similar type of a house as in that last dream, kind of up, upper middle class neighborhood, kind of McMansion, little mini McMansion kind of house. But I'm in the front bedroom, and there's a big party or a gathering happening, very similar to the last stream, also. I don't know whose house it is. I'm asleep. I'm in a kind of a very deep sleep, and a man comes into the room. It's dark room, and he climbs into bed with me. I can't see who it is. I have no idea. He just climbs into bed with me. He doesn't touch me or do anything to me. But I was completely freaked out. And it was one of those where you try to scream, but no sound, like that frustrating feeling of like just nothing.
Paralysis.
And I'm desperate, yeah, paralysis, like desperately trying. And so I find my way to making a sound, like a grunt, and then a little more grunt. And then finally I'm able to just scream, like, get out. Um, and at some point I go out, like somehow after that I go outside in the backyard, and there's this lake in this kind of bucolic setting. There's a lake with a dock, and I have on like a underwear and a bra, but it's kind of like a sexy one, like a pretty one. Bless you. Um, and it's like a bralette. You know what a bralette is? It's just like, not for,
Like a tankini
yeah,
bathing
like
suit.
not for well endowed women like
Oh,
myself,
okay.
for women who don't have very much breasts, and
I
they're very
actually do know what bralette is.
they're very cute and sexy, and like it's like a half a shirt kind of thing, but whatever. Anyway, it's not a thing I could actually get away with wearing in waking life. But I'm wearing one of those in the dream, and I'm wearing this little underwear. Like I didn't put on a bathing suit, but I just got out of bed. That's what I was wearing. And and like I didn't realize, I thought it was a bathing suit. Um, I just needed to get out of the room quickly. A small boy in the water seems like my ex nephew. How would I say that? My ex husband's nephew.
Okay.
Um, it seems like him when he was small. He's not small anymore. He's in the water and he looks down at my chest, and it made me look down to see that one of my breasts was out of the thing. And so I like quickly, put it back in, and somehow I'm like nonplussed by this. I don't know why. And just carried on.
Voyeur. No, I'm just kidding.
Like I was embarrassed, but I was like, oh, all right, whatever. And that's the whole dream.
Wow. Wow. That's really awesome. So, um, what would you title the stream?
Uh, I don't, it feels like different pieces of the dream, but I would say, who's in my bed?
Oh, okay.
Who's in my
And
bed.
do I have a sense who is in my bed?
I really have no idea. It's a man, and it was just dark, and there
I
was
just saw this movie. I just saw this movie like last night on Netflix. A guy was in her bed, it's
really.
like shocking. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm serious that I just saw this movie, but I'm sorry for joking around about the stream because
sorry.
it's obviously deeper
Yeah.
meaning.
Well, I don't know if it had to, who knows, I mean, I think it was that feeling of being paralyzed is an
Yeah,
awful feeling. I think many of us have had that
and
experience in
it
different
seems
places.
to be uh mostly limited to my dreams that
Oh,
I have.
absolutely. No, never a thing in waking life that
Yeah,
happens that way.
yeah.
But
So I
it
have
happens.
more physical issues than you, so
True, true.
the,
Yeah,
the similar things may have happened, but that feeling of like I gotta open my mouth, and that is only a dream
yeah, yeah.
situation.
When you literally uh,
Yeah,
like nothing comes out,
I
like it's
can't.
just the
Yeah,
weirdest
that's
thing.
yeah,
And it's
it's
just horrible because I was, I was scared. I was
yeah,
frightened for my life, even though this person wasn't touching me or doing anything or
yeah,
even saying anything. It was just
right.
like, wait, why are you, here? Like, what the hell? Just terrifying, absolutely terrifying. And then just running out and
Yeah, if
having
it's my
everything
dream, I'm
full.
feeling so exposed, and then the next scene of
Yeah,
the
the next scene is like this bucolic thing in the backyard of the same house that I'm in here being like scared to death and having nobody hear me or like not being able to like say anything. I can't say anything. And I'm in this, pretty house, like kind of wealthy feeling suburban house in a front bedroom that seemed significant too. Somehow it was right, like you could look in the front window. It didn't feel exposed, but it just felt right there in the front. So I'm sure there's some significance to that in the front of my subconscious, maybe, or
yes, I'm thinking similarly. I'm thinking when
and
the bralette, when one of my boobs is out of the bralette.
yeah. Oh, and by the
I,
way, my boob was small. Like it wasn't me. It was almost like not my body.
oh, it was me. No,
So yeah, that's why I could get away with wearing a
yeah.
bralette. Not in weight, not really.
Not like
Could, but yeah, wouldn't.
for that one special guy. Well, I'm just joking, but here's my question.
Mhm.
Do I feel what is my ex's nephew do for life with his life?
I mean, he's a young, well, how old is he now? I don't know. He's in school. I think he's in college. I'm guessing he's like in college. I don't know.
Young kid.
Probably really like, I don't even know. He's like handsome. He's tall and like good looking guy. Like he was a little boy when I last knew him. I mean, like a lot happens in 10 years when you're
If
young,
he looks anything like his uncle, I'm sure he's a really
Yeah,
good
yes,
kid.
and he does. And his father is even handsomer in a
Oh,
certain kind of way. Yeah.
really?
Tim's brother. Not handsomer, just different handsome.
Yes.
He looks sort of Tom Cruise-ish, his brother.
Okay. Just saw him
Yeah,
on a movie last night too.
yeah, he's got that kind of handsome. They're both handsome
Yeah.
in interesting ways. But yeah. So he's in college. I don't know. I really don't know anything about him. I don't. They don't. I don't see. I'm not on their Facebook or any. I see occasional
Yeah.
pictures from his sister-in-law. Um, Occasionally pop up, but like I really don't have any real connection. So I don't know. Just I don't know. I don't know why him.
Yeah. And did you feel differently upon waking than you were feeling within the dream? Being scared and don't know who's in bed with me.
I don't know if I felt different. I think I was just really like, what, like, why was that? Why couldn't I make a sound? Like, where am I in my life that I can't do that? Doesn't seem right for where I am in my life. But
Yes. Is
um,
there any situation where I feel like that is reminding me of something recent?
I mean, the only thing that, the biggest thing that's happening for me is this creation of the slow, steady creation of a new, like a new coaching practice, new coaching business,
Mhm.
which is, also doing workshops and things, like it's just a new business for me, or a new avenue in my business life. So, um, there is a feeling of like, I really want to be shouting it from the rooftops. Like, I'm so proud of this. I'm so excited. I'm really using myself and all my skills and my authenticity and who I am, but I'm not there yet. I'm not in that much confidence about it. I'm in that I don't really know exactly what this is. I'm just throwing out some workshops. You're kind of doing well, kind of, I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm enjoying it. I'm not, I mean, and that's part of the process of
Sure,
being
of
a
course
new
it is.
entrepreneur. So it's hard not to be in that like, wow, this is so cool.
I think we have to pat ourselves on the back because just as we say, we have to advocate for ourselves when it comes to like anything medical or
Mhm,
like, anywhere where we have to stand up for ourselves because
mhm,
we are us. But
mhm.
similarly, I think we also need to encourage ourselves and be proud of ourselves and in a way like mother yourself, your
Yeah,
little girl self.
yeah. Hmm. Yeah, I think that does need to happen especially in this too. Like there has to be an
Yeah.
appreciation for all the little steps, all the little things,
Yes.
some of which feel terribly uncomfortable, some of the marketing things,
Yes.
um, and continuing to find the process of what is okay for me. I'm not going to post on Instagram 15 times a day with, whatever people do, and I'm
Yeah.
not saying I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to post. I'm just saying it's going to be very much my own voice, and I don't know what exactly that is yet. So it's
Right.
all good and it's all okay, and I'm
Unfolding.
but I wonder if that's it. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know
Yeah.
if that's it.
Well, I would just
That
look
yeah, place that I can't speak, can't shout.
my
Can't,
mind, my heart, and I think that if this is my dream, I just want to hold that, you know, in my within myself and then see if a situation does come up where I start to feel similarly, and then I can make other choices,
yeah. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
That would be great. That would be great. And yeah, something about, I don't know, maybe there was like a kind of a guilelessness about the way I came out into the backyard with this little
Yeah,
thing on and kind of
a little bit of coyote.
I don't know what that means.
Trickster, the
Uh, I
trickster.
wasn't trickster
Kyle. That
energy.
reminds me of
Guile. Yeah, no, guile to me is
reminds me
guileless. Being guileless is like almost
of
innocent,
gullible.
almost like, and it's not really gullible,
Gullible.
like
Oh,
innocent. No,
innocent.
not gullible, but an
Oh.
innocence, like just being like, I'm so free and I'm
Who are
okay.
you calling gullible?
Yeah, I mean, not. I mean, that's just
No,
not
I mean, I'm
doesn't
just,
feel right for
yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah, thank you. I get it.
Yeah. I'm very
Yeah,
sensitive.
yeah,
Sensitive
yeah,
to being misunderstood. Um, yeah, anyway, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure why.
yeah.
Like, maybe the person getting into the bed was my ex-husband, but I really don't think so. It felt like a
Yeah,
stranger. It really
shit.
did. But it felt like my in-laws house, my ex-in-laws house.
Oh.
And the same as the other dream with the shoe and well, no, that felt like somebody else. Anyway, they all that had the similar feel of a combination of No, this dream actually felt like it did feel like my in-laws' house.
Yes,
It did have a flavor of that. So it doesn't surprise me that my ex-nephew was there. Sounds
sure.
weird to say ex-nephew, but because whatever. But
Nephew.
I really have no connection with them anymore.
Okay.
So
Well, that's really amazing that you feel like you were at their house. Is there any memory that their house brings up? I mean, I know you had a many-year marriage and with their son, so but because you had said that your dreams, you hadn't said this, I'm paraphrasing, but I understood you to say your dreams are really teaching you a lot right now and showing you um
yeah.
a
Well, that's what I.
pathway to go, or that my those are my words, but
Mhm.
what were you saying? You were saying something.
Yeah, just I feel like the dream world is telling me what's important now. Like, what is it? It's sort of giving me the message, this spiritual message of this life moving forward. Because the life of the building of an entrepreneurship is it's a very intellectual process. It's
Yes,
action and intellectual. It's not necessarily spiritual, but I'm missing the spiritual piece. So
yes,
I feel like my dream life is bringing something of that to me
yes.
from, and maybe their messages of how to move forward in this thing that I'm creating from like a different place. So I don't know what the message is in this dream about that, but that's what it feels like that my dream world has been somehow.
I'm looking at it this way. If this is my dream, I'm thinking this is very much teaching me that I'm moving forward now by bringing up my ex-in-laws and my ex-nephew-in-law or whatever, my ex-husband by
Mhm.
correlation. And now I'm not that same person that I
Mhm.
was then, and it's time now. And I'm taking this twofold because I know that you and your ex-husband had a Pilates practice together, and you have, in my mind, doing very physical massage and Pilates with people, and now moving more into a cerebral. Is that
Mhm.
what you're saying? And um, so I'm learning. I have moved on from that, and I will continue to move on.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yep. And if I guess I can also look at it like who are each of these, the different way to look at it is who are these people? Who is the young boy in me? Who is that young boy, who's now an adult? But
Who is
yeah.
the stranger in
And
me?
who is this
Yeah,
dark stranger, this dark
yeah, like
person
stranger.
who wants to be intimate with me, like who wants to
Oh,
get into
you
my
you
intimate
hadn't said
space.
that. You said he
Well,
never.
no. Oh, okay. I'll just, yeah, no, he didn't touch me or like have any, it didn't feel, but there was, to me, my bed is an
Yeah,
intimate space.
sure,
It's intimate.
sure.
And so to be climbing into like my intimate space with
Yeah,
me is like a
yeah,
dark a dark male, a completely shadowed male. Like maybe, the masculine is the part that is forward moving, right? Like that
yes,
is kind of masculine
yes.
energy, and the masculine is more sort of structured, forward motion,
Like an arrow, like the
like an
anatomy of
arrow
a man.
forward. And so maybe it's in a shadow because I need to integrate that in myself so that I can be in the feminine, but also, or maybe somewhere in my unconscious I'm putting him in the shadow because I want him to like tone the fuck down.
Ah,
Like, can you just tone down a little bit because
yeah,
this is too much structure and too much of that, and I'm
yeah.
losing
I need
myself. I'm
circuitous,
losing my feminine.
circuitous thinking.
Yeah, yeah,
So I
yeah,
can totally.
exactly,
My
exactly.
my ex-husband used to get so angry at me for interrupting him, but I never felt like I was interrupting. I felt like I was joining in the conversation and speaking. There's a real, what I consider, masculine way of don't speak until I have finished speaking, or you feel like a little like dissed somehow. And then there's the feminine way, which is circuitous, that you're saying this and then I'm saying this. Don't worry, we will get back to what you were saying and
Mm-hmm.
hit on 10 other points
Mm-hmm.
while doing it. So yeah, that's why I got divorced.
Yeah. Well,
I would say
there's
that's
there's a happy medium there with like making sure that person is totally heard
yeah,
and then chiming in. But I'm all for going in all sorts of different directions and trusting that we'll come back. That is a very feminine essence, a feminine way of being in the world and allowing the chaos, allowing the flow,
allowing the case.
allowing for
There's
things to
there's
bubble up.
there's a message for all of it ourselves. Allow the chaos.
Mhm,
I don't want to even call it chaos. That seems a little bit scary. It's like
mhm,
Shiva, the destroyer, but allow that you don't know.
mhm.
Allow that you
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, exactly, and that's a big thing
Understanding
of
that
what's
unknown.
happening. Yeah, right, we
Say it
don't
again.
that's what's kinda happening in my new business is I don't know. I don't know exactly what it is. I'm not sure exactly who I am in it. I'm not sure how to actually make it happen. I mean, I have little bits of info about all of that, but I don't know, and we don't really know anything, right? We just
But
don't
we're
know.
all learning so much from you, Ellen, in your process.
Mhm.
I hope it's not just me who's learning so much about
I
how to.
certainly hope not too, because I really don't wanna be, just here yabbering about myself and my life.
No, I
I'm
love to hear
hoping
about
that
it.
other people are because I know a lot
Yes,
of people in the world
creating a
are
business
working yes, they're working towards
online.
creating new businesses. So, yeah, I think that it's the time of, like, whatever we're in the Aquarian I don't know, we're in all there's all kinds of really
Astrological stuff going on.
wow, a lot of astrological
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah, so, I mean, kinda
I'm
interesting.
not an astrologist, but I'd love to hear about what the stars are doing.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what I wanted to share uh,
Mhm.
with you. So I think I can remember it. So I'm doing like a deeper dive into the active imagination, which is Carl Jung, and as we were talking about Joe Dispenza and manifestation, and trying to learn a lot that I can learn. And one man that I saw speaking about Carl Jung, he said, "Our dreams are like stars, and we can see them at night, and they're still there during the day, but we can't see them." So he was basically sharing, like, this is also a dream, but we don't see that because it's light out. So this waking life, this world of matter, is also a dream, but it'll stay hidden from us, because just as the light obscures the stars
Yeah,
in the daytime.
yeah, totally.
I loved that
It's a great
metaphor.
yeah, it's a really great metaphor, great imagery for yeah, for that. Yeah,
Yes. So
yeah.
shall we say farewell, my dear?
Yeah, I think so. That was awesome. That was kind of a fun exploration.
Yeah,
Thanks for the dream work and your attention to that. And I appreciate what you started with the imaginal realm. That's really cool and
I thank
important,
you
I
so
think.
much, because I'm exploring. We're all travelers. We're voyagers. We're just trying to learn whatever we can learn in
Yeah,
our lives, and it
yeah,
feels great to be able to explore, and also explore the imagination. Because
hmm
this is how I feel about dreaming. It's not exclusive. Everyone dreams. Even animals, not even animals, also animals dream. Even lizards, not even, also lizards. But, and similarly, and maybe this is unique to humanity, is that we have an imagination. So, whereas our animal brethren have instinct, right? We have imagination. So in that way, we reach closer to the stars in the way of our imagination.
Yes. Yes, we're slightly more evolved in that way.
That's
Not
another way.
better. Not better than for
That's
sure.
what I'm trying
You're
to say.
not better than
Not
that
better,
in
just
a way.
also, just also.
Just a little like a different level.
So,
Yeah.
Alan, please don't hang up. Listeners, thank you for joining us again. And please remember, if you want to share a dream and be on Zoom with us, send me a note. I have the Dream Stream podcast on YouTube and the Dream Stream on Facebook. So you just however you can reach me.
Yeah, you can
All right.
private message on the Dream Stream Facebook page. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ellen.
I want to make sure the listeners know exactly how to do it because
Totally.
it has to be easy, otherwise they won't bother. Right,
Exactly.
guys? Right, guys? Out there?
100%. All right, dreamers. So the mode Metukin.
Sweet dreams.